Doodle.
Polance on the front, Lienhard behind, still holding on to that 12 seconds advantage, and that's a pretty good vantage point, isn't it? Too much demand for that position. The bunch flashing past. Difficult to pick out the riders there, but great sense of the speed, excitement and intensity of the European Road Race Championships. Just over 31 survive for a little while longer. Lienhard, well, he's given up the ghost. Brian Belgium continuing to set the tempo, continuing to try and set something up. It looks a little bit like a Philippe Gilbert finish. Do we think of Valkenburg on the last lap? Is that where Belgium are minded to try and organise things?
It looks like Belgium World Tour team. He's just looking behind now to see who's coming up. Is see a reaction at the front of the peloton by Visconti of Italy.
Giovanni Visconti from the Italian squad goes to the front, and that advantage. Oh, and there's a problem behind, crashes and all sorts of incidents. Geniez is one of those riders. Ruben Fernandez as well has
some good form, as we see from the races in Canada. So yeah, it's a couple of the big nations have now lost a man.
Poland on the attack now. We've seen great activity from Domagalski a little bit earlier on. Quick, his trade teammate, his national teammate. And the Netherlands have managed to put Cohen de Court in there with Sam Omen.
A little bit, but you can just see he's sitting down the back of the group. He's allowing Hermans and Benoit to do the majority of the work.
Well, that's the thing about cycling, isn't it? If you've got a 9-rider team and you put 3 in the move, you can afford to have 1 sitting on and 2 riders.
In fact, Portugal and Sergio Paulino, it's bringing it eventually back. But just look at the colours at the front of the peloton, Declan, and France, because of that hard chase, have lost quite a few riders.
Looking a little bit vulnerable, the host nation. Well, there's a lot of pride at stake here, and there's a lot of extra passion that will go into the fact that the European Road Race Championships, the first time that France, that's where we are. If you can picture the map in mind's eye. And now it's Moser that has headed off the front. Bleef Ferry from Frank, and here we get a replay. Nicely timed. And he gets the gap immediately and knows that it's time to ride. Brief respite.
Wout Poels for the Netherlands, he has to go long in this climb. He cannot wait for a sprint, so he has to go long. But it's still Ben Hermans, Luis Leon Sanchez on the right hand side as well. And they have to commit if they want to win this race.
You know, his most famous win, of course, was Strade Bianche a few years ago, and not an entirely dissimilar finish. It was climb up to the front now. Could it be Rubio?
This is Villela trying to come across for Italy now. He realises that Moreno's suffering out there, so David Villela trying to come across to not only his countryman but also his teammates at Cannondale.
Davide Vieira replaces his fellow countryman Moreno Moser. Brave bid by Moser, not to be, although he is still sitting in second place. I'll tell you what, Vieira has a little bit of a lead. Will he be able to hang on?
Doesn't look it.
Vakoc. This is a finish made for him. Meersman will be the first to make it across to Vieira. Brave effort, but not to be. Look at Peter Sagan sitting 6th or 7th in line. Rui Costa is there or thereabouts as well. And going for the line, Gianni Meersman from Belgium has... For Spain, going for it is Danny Moreno. Danny Moreno, can he roll back the years? Sitting on his wheel is Peter Sagan. Peter Sagan is sitting second. Is that for France? Has to be Alaphilippe. Alaphilippe is third in line, and here comes going on the opposite side of the road for glory, Peter Sagan. Peter Sagan, no one's going to stop him. All too easy in the end up. Peter Sagan can hardly believe it. It all came back to him absolutely perfectly. And look at the strength that he has. He had strength to spare there. He just went to the other side of the road, had several bike lengths advantage, and Peter Sagan had time to just savour that moment, because he is not just the World Road Race Champion, but now the European Road Race Champion.
That's his finish.
Well, there's your confirmation at the end of 5.5 hours. There's a blue jersey waiting to be draped around the shoulders of a 26-year-old Slovakian. Now we can begin the podium presentation. They've managed to find a few riders and a few medals, and perhaps someone to present it. He's a relaxed man. He's found a flag. To go with it. Celebration for Peter Sagan. He's the European road champion. From myself and Brian, it's been a great day racing. It's goodbye for now.